Cybersecurity is such a cool, dynamic, and exciting field with wonderful career opportunities. The demand for candidates is growing practically exponentially, and there aren't enough cybersecurity professionals to fill those. But how can one get into it? How do you approach it, and where do you start? What can you study so that you get a solid background, a solid foundation that can kickstart your career in cybersecurity? We have talked about this on multiple occasions on this channel, so you probably know that I truly believe that anyone can get into this incredible field regardless of what your education or background is. And this time I have witnessed it for myself by taking the SANS Foundations course, which you may have seen me vlogging about last week. If you haven't seen those vlogs, I will leave a link to the playlist down here in the description and also up here if you're watching this on YouTube. For context, my background isn't technical at all. I did economics for my bachelor's degree and then marketing for my master's degree. And despite what many people assume judging from this channel's name, and I don't blame them, I have never held a technical role before. Yes, I have worked in a bunch of tech companies and I have done some coding on the side as a hobby, but I've never worked in a technical role. So I think this is a pretty fair test to see whether a non-technical person can get into cybersecurity after taking this course. I have learned so much last week and I can't wait to share my experience and honest thoughts with you. I'll tell you all about the course, what it can help you achieve and what it will not help you achieve, and who it could be useful for. And to simplify this whole process, I added some timestamps for navigation, which you can find in the description, along with some useful links that can help you get started in cybersecurity. But first, I want to take a moment to thank SANS for sponsoring this video and to tell you more about the company behind this course. SANS Institute is the world's largest provider of cybersecurity training. They offer over 65 courses across all of the main cybersecurity disciplines: digital forensics, offensive operations, cyber defense, blue team operations, cloud security, security leadership, secure software development, ICS, and more. And over 35 of those courses are aligned with the Global Information Assurance Certifications, or GIAC. GIAC exams validate the holder's technical abilities across a broad spectrum of security disciplines, and the certifications are widely recognized by the industry and potential employers. SANS has been providing cutting-edge training to governments and organizations across the world for over 30 years now, and their instructors are the best experts out there. I honestly have witnessed that firsthand with learning from James Line, who is awesome and whose stories from the field are really entertaining. Learn more about SANS and about the course that I was taking using the link in the description. Let's start with what you can learn from the SANS Foundation course. It has 59 modules in 12 learning target areas. Those include computer components and concepts, Linux, Windows foundations, servers and services, and as you can see, there are many more. The content is presented in video, text, and audio formats, which was very useful for someone like me, a dyslexic person who needs the information to be presented in different mediums in order to properly digest it. There are also labs that help you practice and quizzes to track your progress. The course license includes access to the portal and a GIAC exam, which awards successful participants with their certificates at the end of the SANS Foundations program. An official GIAC certification isn't currently available, but it's on its way with an expected launch in a few weeks' time. Learn more about the course, the certification, and the syllabus for yourself using the link in the description. I honestly didn't know what to expect from the course. All I knew was that I was excited. However, I did not expect for things to escalate as quickly as they did. In fact, I'm so used to courses taking such a long time to, get to the point that I expected the first day out of 5, I initially planned to take this course in 5 days. I expected that day to be mainly introduction and warm-up. By the end of that day, I was then loading my first virtual machine software. Every day was so different. There's so much to learn. I mean, there's so many things that you need to consider to take into account when you're in cybersecurity. It's like being a detective, and that's why I love it. That's why I find it incredibly fascinating. But there's definitely a learning curve. There were some days when I was just staring at my screen trying to figure out what is going on. That was especially the case when we reached advanced computer hardware and I was looking at the code that the CPU, that shows what the CPU is currently working on. It was a real roller coaster of feeling like a newbie, trying to get comfortable and understanding certain topics, then thinking that you've mastered a certain tiny thing, and then back to feeling like a newbie again, just to, start this whole process again. But we've covered so much and it was so interesting. Honestly, I have such a better understanding of technology and appreciation of technology and how it works now. And I also have a much better understanding of how cybersecurity professionals work, what the different roles entail, and also what I would need to learn from now on in order to pursue them. Overall, I think the course gave me a solid foundation in technology and cybersecurity, and I could see how modules were kind of building on top of each other, how it all made sense, and how they were progressively getting more difficult. I feel like I have gotten a 360-degree overview of the industry, of the cybersecurity industry, of the different areas that you need to consider and what those different areas entail. I have like a foundation in those different areas. And the final module gives you next steps in terms of further learning and further practicing. So how long does this course take? As I've already mentioned, I tried to take this course in 5 days, which didn't work for me, but it may work for other people. Just didn't work for me. Can you take this course in a week? Probably, maybe. Should you take this course in a week? I don't know. I think you should go at a pace that works for you and makes sense for you. A single course license gives you access to the course for 4 months. And all of the materials are on demand, meaning that you have plenty of time to do it at your own pace. Full-time learning, of course, will result in quicker progress, but it's also possible to do it part-time or only on the weekends. And that's the beauty of the platform. It can work around your commitments and your schedule, and it can also support those who are new to cyber, who need to take their time learning certain concepts, like me, or people who are more advanced who can whiz through certain concepts. I will honestly go over it once again, taking the time to practice certain aspects, certain topics, because I find it extremely interesting and I want to deepen my skills, deepen my understanding and knowledge of those concepts, and that's how I learn best. Everyone's learning style is different and you can use this platform to suit your learning needs. So you may be wondering, can anyone take this course? Yes, absolutely. It is suitable for beginners like me. You just may spend some more time on certain concepts, and it will give you a solid foundation in cybersecurity, in like the technical knowledge that you need to build upon. And it's also suitable for people who are more advanced, who maybe have held technical roles, but they know that they are lacking in some areas that are foundational to cybersecurity, and they want to patch those. And yes, pun intended, I did plant that little Trojan horse for you in there. In fact, this course provides insights into how you can minimize vulnerabilities in your code, more so than any other bootcamp or course that I've ever seen. So even if you're an experienced developer, this course can provide you with a new perspective on what you've been doing every single day and how you can prevent issues with your code in the future. So, can this course help you start a career in cybersecurity? Yes, it can absolutely do that. It will provide you with the foundational knowledge and a qualification to help you navigate a career in cyber. Having taken it, well, most of it, I have a way better understanding of how I could go about a career in cybersecurity if I wanted to. In the words of the course author, those who pass the exam are truly ready to contribute on day one of their first job in IT or cybersecurity. And from what SANS has told me, I believe that's the case for all of their courses. Anything that you learn can be applied the next day after you finish the course. Or during, seeing that I have built my own virtual machine during the course and also managed to hack into my husband's documents on day 2. See for yourself in the vlog playlist. It has honestly provided me the knowledge and the tools to explore things further. I feel like I'm ready to go into cybersecurity playgrounds and gyms to build and explore my skills further. And I will, especially when preparing for the exam. Let's talk about what this course will not do. This course will not magically transform you into a cybersecurity professional and get you hired within the industry within 1 week. No, it's not going to do that. There's much more to it. You have to learn, you have to put in the work. This is just a stepping stone, a foundational stepping stone, making sure that you have a solid base to build upon, but you still need to build upon it. However, I feel like if cybersecurity is a good fit for you, if it's interesting, you will be curious to explore things on your own, to dive in deeper into further learnings and to practice it and to just, further your skills and knowledge in the industry. Personally, I'm not trying to get a job in cybersecurity. However, I find these concepts incredibly interesting, and my curiosity is driving me to want to practice more, and I will. So I think that if this is a good career fit for you, then the SANS Foundations course is going to be a great springboard for you to dive deeper into the industry and learn more and practice more and, just grow your career within it. So why do I think it's also a great fit for non-technical people? Lots of reasons. Let me boil it down to just a select few so that, this video doesn't take 3 hours. But the first reason why I think it's great for non-technical people is it's a great way to understand how the industry works if you're planning to work in cybersecurity just in a non-technical capacity. For example, if you want to work in marketing, you need to understand how the industry works in order to, spread the message across and all those things and to be better at your job. And this course is going to give you the foundations that you need to do your job better. At least it's very important in my opinion, because I have a master's in market research and consumer behavior, so I always put my consumer, my user first and really try to understand what they're going through and etc. And I think that this knowledge really makes you much better at your job, no matter what your job is. But understanding the industry, the customer, their needs, etc. and understanding the industry that they're working with, inseparable, in my opinion. Reason number 2 is that it provides a much deeper understanding and appreciation of everyday technology that we're using every single day, like this device, for example. I appreciate you so much more having done that course. Honestly, I did not realize how much there is to communication between different devices, the protocols, and all these things that I just know how much stuff is happening behind the scenes now, and I appreciate technology so much more. And I feel like that helps you become a super user. And for some people, that's important, like me. And reason number 3 is it's super interesting for business owners who are interested in minimizing the risks of their business being attacked by cyber criminals, or if they're looking for a great way to train their staff on the foundations of cybersecurity. My friends, we have reached the crescendo of this video, which is all about the exam. So what will the exam look like? The exam is going to be called GFCT, which stands for GIAC Foundational Cybersecurity Technologies. You can find out all of the details, all of the latest details about this using the link in the description. It will have multiple choice questions and allow hard notes, meaning the printed or the handwritten type. I will take it in a few months and I will create another video with my revision strategy and also my exam experience so that I can show you what it looks like. Stay tuned. Some final thoughts. Taking this course in 5 days, well, I finished 71% of it, was intense, but so incredibly worth it. I am so glad that I did it because I got so much incredible, super interesting information, and a lot of puzzles kind of came together, if that makes sense. A lot of the different puzzles that I knew and needed patching and all those things, everything came together. So if you're looking to start a career in cybersecurity, I honestly think that this course is such a great starting point because it will help you build a solid foundation that you can later build upon. You're still responsible for putting in the work and practicing, just like with everything, but at least you know what to practice and understand where you're going. You're not going to feel as overwhelmed as you may feel right now, not knowing which angle to approach this process from. And if you've already considered SANS training but felt like they were a bit too advanced for your level right now, this course is going to be perfect for you. As a beginner, this is really the best course to start with, and then you can move on to other SANS courses like Sec 401 or Sec 504, which are the perfect follow-ons to this course. Find out more about this course using the link in the description and about SANS in general. And make sure that you're following them for their latest news on Twitter and Instagram at SANS EMEA. They're doing awesome stuff and producing free resources and events as well, including last week's webcast about the course, which you can still get the slides for. I will leave the links in the description. We will also do a YouTube live stream in the near future. Don't miss that. Let me know in the comments what excites you about cybersecurity and what interests you the most in the field. And of course, what are you the most excited to learn about? Like this video if you've enjoyed it, and share it with a friend who is also interested in a career path in cybersecurity. Make sure you subscribe to this channel and turn on those bell notifications not to miss out on any new videos that are coming your way. We can also be friends on other social media. You can find me as Coding Blonde. Have a wonderful time of the day you're currently experiencing. Bye.